Welcome to the Daily Energize Podcast, where you'll get a jolt of energy and a quick tip to help you conquer your day. Now here's your host, the Prince of Positivity himself, Spencer Jones.
What's happening, Energizer? Today, I want to give you a challenge. That's right, I'm going to lay down a challenge that I invite you to take on, and it's going to be your choice. If you're going to pick to do it for an hour, for 3-4 hours, or for the entire day, the choice is yours. I wouldn't do more than a day for this challenge, at least not starting out, because this is a tough one. This is a tough challenge, but I wouldn't give it to you if I didn't think you could do it. So get ready for this challenge and be ready to own it for whatever length of time. And I'll let you pick after you hear the challenge. You can pick what length of time. I won't have you do it blindly. But before I go into it and share what the challenge is, please hit follow and subscribe so you don't miss a single episode of The Daily Energize. Just slam that button down so you can always get updated. And if you could do me a huge favor on top of that, thank you to everyone who has already subscribed, and thank you for all the new subscribers. But if you could share this out with one person, just another person, be intentional about it. Think about that person. You're like, hey, John, I really think you would enjoy this podcast. Here, go check it out. And here, give me your phone. I'll even find it for you and download it so you can listen to it. Just so they can hopefully be helped by it. So if you could do that, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, today's challenge. Are you ready for this? Again, I invite you to take this on for an hour, maybe for 3 or 4 hours, half a day or something like that, or the entire day. Now, again, you get to pick after you hear the challenge, or maybe you want to pick blindly. The choice is yours, but here is the challenge. And that is, I invite you to not have any negative thoughts or negative judgments about anything or anyone. Not to say them out loud, and not to even think about them or ruminate or mull them over in your mind. Now here's a tricky thing. Our mind almost automatically thinks of negative thoughts. And I get it. It's part of our hardwiring to keep us alive. So I'm not telling you to just, it's like a constant fail with this because your body automatically does it. So I'm not saying to not do that, but I want you to become aware of those negative thoughts as they happen, the judgments, the different things that happen, and just turn them around. Just really quickly, doesn't have to take a lot of time. Just turn them around into something positive. Or go, oh, yeah, that's most likely not the case. And we're going to move on. Oh, it could be this instead. All right, moving on. It doesn't have to be a big deal. There's a thing that you have to invest a ton of time and energy on. But turn it around. And try to think positive thoughts. So I'll tell you the reason behind this. Well, it's a challenge I've been given by other people at different times. It's a challenge I've given myself at points. But really recently, I gave myself this challenge because I was struggling. I was in a funk. I was frustrated. I was down. I noticed myself focusing on the negatives a lot. That's right, me, Spencer Jones, a Prince of Positivity. I was focused on the negatives a lot. And it was getting me down. And I know it wasn't helping me. I know how the brain works. I know how we build those neural pathways. And I didn't want to be building up that negative neural pathway, that highway, that negative highway. Words are tough. In my brain. So I intentionally gave myself this challenge to almost like a kickstart or a jolt to get me out of that negative thinking into the positive light. So I told myself, all right, for the day, which was a big, arduous task, I wasn't great at it, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, but for the day, I do not want to say or think of anything negative or no judgments against anybody. And so I started my day, and one of the first couple things that happened? A judgment against somebody else. I started thinking negative. I'm like, whoa, nope, stop, turn it around. Nope, don't even dig into it. Just turn it around Get rid of the negative, make it into a positive, or find a positive instead. So I started doing that. And I did my best to keep it up. I wasn't always successful with it, but I did my best, which is all we can do, right? Sometimes our best is not as good as the day before or other days, and that's okay. Sometimes it is better, and that's beautiful. But all we can do is our best. So I invite you to take on this challenge of just thinking positive thoughts. Anytime a negative thought rolls in, churn it around. And try not to judge. And if you catch yourself judging, churn it around. Now, if you take on this challenge, which I really, really, really hope you do it for I would suggest, doing it for 1 hour, maybe for half a day, like morning to lunch or lunch to evening time, or dinner time, maybe dinner to evening, whatever. And then you can expand it out as you get more and more comfortable and used to it. Expand it out from there. Me going after that full day when I was really struggling, I was asking a lot, and it was tough. I didn't do as well as I could have if I made it a shorter time and then all right, well, let's just do another hour. Oh, you got this, let's do another hour. But find what works for you. You got this. And what you'll realize is, yes, it might be tricky. Yes, it might be frustrating at times. But you will start to shift your thinking from negative to positives. And I'll also give you this. I'll share this. Try not to pick, maybe to start off with, you can. But outside of that, try to not pick a time when you don't have a lot of interactions with other people. So it's going to be an easy hour for you. Like, I don't see anyone for the next hour, so I'm going to do it this hour. Okay, maybe when you're first starting out. But allow yourself to be challenged a little bit. Do it in times when you know you might be tested with having judgments or negative thoughts. Because that's the only way we can learn and grow, is by being tested, being put to that fire, and then adjusting. Right? Let's flip those negatives. Let's turn them around. Let's find the positives. Let's not judge. Because I get it. We all do it. But we can also work to not make it a constant focus and this very strong negative neural pathway. Let's bolster up the good one. All right, that's all I got for today. I hope you take on this challenge, and just I'd love to know how it goes. So feel free to message me at JonesInfo or Spencer at SpencerMJones.com. Send me an email. Let me know how it goes. All right, I love you. I appreciate you. Keep shining bright. And until next time, I'll catch you later.